What's up, Fizz Nation? Dan Shallum with you, breaking down Syracuse basketball's transfer portal status over the last couple of days. A couple of players announcing that they'll be leaving Syracuse come Monday, those two being Chris Bell and Kyle Cuffe. To start with Bell, averaged around 9 points this past season for the Orange, spent his entire career so far in the 3-1-5, and when Chris Bell was hot, he was one of the best shooters in the entire country this past season. We saw it against Miami and NC State, but it only happened a handful of times. We knew that he was dealing with some mental blocks that really held him back. Just the inconsistency was the problem for Chris Bell this past season. But when Chris Bell is hot, he is without a doubt one of the best players on the entire floor, and he showed it for Syracuse. The Orange are going to have to really fill that three-point void in the portal and get a true shooter from deep range. And on the other side of things, Kyle Cuffe announcing that he's going to leave come Monday per his NIL agent a couple of days ago. Cuffe came over from Kansas a couple of years ago, really settled into Syracuse, was known as a leader on this team, averaged 5 points this past season, and stepped up in the role of J.J. Starling when he was injured and played pivotal minutes down the stretch. As you remember, you saw Cuffe in the ACC tournament, really was acting like one of the starters on this team and played like it. So Syracuse with a couple of holes to fill now in the portal come Monday, and also the fact that Eddie Lampkin is off this roster now. Jair Davis is gone. Jaquan Carlos, who acted as the true point guard from this team, are all gone off this roster. Autry and the staff have a lot of work to do. The only quote-unquote guarantees that Syracuse think are going to stay this season player-wise for 2025 is J.J. Starling. Would be a shock if he entered the portal, but anything can happen at this point. Syracuse with work to do. Obviously, Sadiq White and Kyan Anthony are on the way, but the Orange need help from the transfer portal.